Hey guys, it's Hannah and I'm here today with my husband Trevor, and we are here to do our NEWT Readathon TBR. So if you guys don't know, the NEWT Readathon is coming up in August, and this is our TBR for that. The NEWT Readathon is created by the booktuber Book Roast. I will leave her link down to her channel down below. She is amazing and created all of these cool things that went along with this readathon. So we are both going for the title of librarian because that's what we had prepped for the first OWL readathon. So this is the NEWT. So what we need for our readathon is to get an O in Ancient Runes, E in Defense Against the Dark Arts, and then E in History of Magic. So for Ancient Runes, we need A, read a recommended book by a friend. So we just did each other's, and ours is actually going to be very similar. So it is Spider-Man Deadpool. He's got volume 7, I've got volume 8.
Only because she got a hold of this one before I did. Otherwise, first.
So we are reading these for this readathon because we've been meaning to read them, and this one,
you were cracking up the whole time you read this.
That's like back to like the original first and second volumes, like that goodness of it. I know. I rated that one 5 out of 5 stars. I really liked that.
You gave something 5?
Yes. We are reading these for our first option. Second is we need an E for book written in past tense. So my book choice is going to be Akavor. I have just recently purchased this on audiobook, and it's the third one in the series, and you guys know that I love Sarah J. Maas. And
really? You've never said anything about it before.
And I'm very excited to listen to this. And it is quite a chunky book, but I tend to fly through these. So this is going to be my past tense option for my readathon.
Mine is Ruby After the Fall, so this is after season 3 of the Ruby anime series. I'm not going to put any spoilers as to what fell, but this is a different team from Beacon. It's about Team Coffee and their exploits after the events of season 3 of Ruby. And next and last for Ancient Runes is a book that has been on your TBR for ages. So this one I have picked up quite a long time ago, and everybody always recommended it to me, especially because I do reading vlogs and I do readathons, that these are so easy to fly through. And because I have to read 7 books this month, I wanted something a little easier, and this was a perfect pick, and that is Every Heart a Doorway by Shauna Maguire. Everybody raves about this series. This is basically a story about kids who are from portal worlds, and they are trying to find a home, and there's like a schooling of them, and they're trying to get back to their worlds. So I'm excited and to see if this is going to live up to the hype, especially because of how short it is. But everybody loves these, so it's got to be well developed. You can jump on the bandwagon.
I'm hoping to.
Mine I picked up, I don't know, probably at least a year and a half, 2 years ago, is The Outcast. It's the prequel to the Summoner series. It's got one of the main characters who was a teacher at the school during the Summoner series, and this is how he got to where he is, I'm assuming. The next category is Defense Against the Dark Arts, and we need A, which is book that is black under the dust jacket. So I am choosing We Set the Dark on Fire, and it is black underneath the dust jacket. And this one I picked up a while ago knowing that I wanted to read this. This is, there is LGBTQ rep in this, and just rereading the synopsis, I'm like, I cannot wait to get to this one. So it sounds very similar to like The Selection or The Glittering Court by Rochelle Mead. This takes place with girls being trained to be wives, basically, and they are being sorted by classes, and so like the rich people aren't mixed in with the poor, and they're trained differently on how to be wives and to take care of their husbands and things like that. And she was sorted on the wrong side of the wall, and that secret is coming out, and that's all I really want to know about this, is that it's a school for girls learning to be wives. There is classism and that element to it, and then there's also LGBT rep inside of here too, which is going to be an extra good twist if they're training to be wives. I'm very excited for this. I'm going to do A Court of Mist and Fury. I've read it before. It's the second book in the Court of Thorns and Roses series. It's really good. And it is also black underneath the dust jacket.
Yes. And And for E, for Defense Against the Dark Arts, this is the Lockhart Memory Charm, and you're supposed to write down the first book that came to mind. Mine was my book club pick that I've got to read by August 8th anyways, so that is Wilder Girls. I'm very much looking forward to this. I've read a few pages of this already, and I already enjoy the style of it. This is slated to be a feminist Lord of the Flies, and it's a group of girls at a boarding school that is on an island, and there is this thing called the tox that comes and infects them all, and they basically just trying to survive getting supplies from the mainland, and there's this tox that's affecting each girl a different way, and like there's like a girl has like something growing out underneath her eye that's swollen shut, the other girl has like grown scales on her arm. It's like, it sounds so freaking cool, and it's very eerie, and I think it's supposed to be a mystery, and they're trying to figure out like why everybody keeps dying and what's happening on this island, and it's so good so far. Alrighty.
Mine was The Burning Maze. It's the third book in the Trials of Apollo series. I started reading this a long time ago, and I bought this right after it came out. This is actually an autographed version. I just haven't gotten around to it. But basically Apollo pissed off all the gods, and they cast him out. So he has to, well, this is his trials to become a god again, and he has to work with mortals and work his way back up to Olympus.
Okay. Our next category is History of Magic, and that for A is Read a Fantasy. So I'm gonna do graphic novels for this one. I haven't decided between either one of these two because I have them both checked out right now. One is either going to be Bitch Planet, I will show a picture here, or Paper Girls, and both are fantasy elements and kind of women worlds too. So I haven't decided which one I'm going to read. I may read both, but that is on the dock for Read a Fantasy for me.
Mine is Ruin of Kings. It'll be checking itself out here soon. It's about a guy who is claimed against his will as the son of a traitorous prince, and he's thrown into that world of like court politics and assassinations and mystery and all sorts of things. Apparently he's destined to bring down the empire, so that sounds pretty baller to me. And yeah, looking forward to that.
And lastly, the last prompt that we need to do is History of Magic for E, and that is read a book with a map. Mine is Siege and Storm. This is actually the Muggle Studies Book Club pick for August, and we are going to be doing our live show on this channel for this month. And this is the second book in the series, so I don't want to spoil too much. Most people know what this is about. This follows the Shadow and Bone series, with the Grishaverse and such. So this will be the first time for me and Gabby both reading it. For Gabby and I.
New cakes.
But we really enjoyed Shadow and Bone, so I'm really looking forward to this one.
I've read through it twice. It's pretty good. And for my book that includes a map, I'm doing A Court of Wings and Ruin. Again, I've read all of these before, but they are really good, so this one was, I believe, my favorite because of epic battleness and
really?
magic.
That one is your favorite?
I always like the ones with the big battles. Come on. I'm not as intrigued as by like all the politics and sass and romance like you are.
And Reese.
Oh, whatever. Hold on. You're drooling a little.
So that is going to be our NEWT TBR for August, and let us know down below if you are doing it, what your career is you're going for, and which prompt was the hardest one that you had a hard time filling. Let me know down below, and I will see you guys in my next video. Thank you for watching. Bye!